a sec. Oh, wait a sec. I had my camera on. I didn't have my camera on. Oh,
What's going
anyways,
on here?
I don't
I
know.
don't want people just to see my ugly mug.
Well, if you have an ugly mug, then what's mine?
Point made.
Well, anyways, welcome and thank you for tuning in and watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio this evening. It's been kind of a really weird week, and I this new puppy of mine, Ozzy,
Mm,
has been just like, wow, this has been a learning experience, man.
I can imagine.
Learning, he's kept me busy, but you know what? You know what? He's half Australian Shepherd and half Husky, and yeah, he's a handful. But
He's got that husky blood in him.
well, he's got both. Well,
I
he's
know.
got that herding mentality, and he's got that the husky mentality.
Yeah.
So it's been fun though, and like I said, I can't wait till he gets past the teething and puppy stage.
Hmm.
But I mean, he had us up at like 2:30 in the morning last night or the night before. Oh man, two
It's like
thirty in the
having a
morning.
baby.
I know. But anyways, I am absolutely thrilled to have our guest here this evening. The host and producer of Eerie's Vault here on YouTube, Leihan Eerie. It's absolutely an honor to have you with us.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Alex. It's a pleasure to be on the show, and thanks for the invite.
Like we were saying back in Q there, how much I've enjoyed your show. I think I've started listening to it, or listening to it over the past couple months now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed. I think, like I said, the topics that you bring to the table. And I'm actually glad that you were intrigued with the story that I had, my experience, and
Oh, yes.
allowing me to call in and share it with your listeners and followers and stuff. So thank you again for that. Um, take us to the beginning. Like, how did Erie's Vault begin? What's the beginning look like?
I always, I always wondered if I'd just be able to make some videos about spooky stories. I've always been fascinated in cryptozoology, as they call it. Cryptids and largely Bigfoot.
Hmm.
Actually, that's my sort of passion, as it were.
Yeah.
That's what they say in job interviews these days, isn't it? What's your passion? You know?
Hmm.
And I just wondered if I could do it, but I didn't have any gear. And as you guys know, you need gear.
Hmm.
You need microphones and good PCs and all of that. And I had none of that, so I actually began. And there will be some sharp intakes of breath here, I'm sure, with the dreaded AI. So
Hmm.
I thought if I can script something in,
Yeah.
um, I can get an AI voice to read it,
Yeah.
and and then just have some images and bang that together. It was dreadful. It sounded dreadful. It looked
Yeah.
dreadful, and nobody watched it.
Wow.
So I gave up for about 6 months, and then I came into possession of a microphone of sorts,
Hmm.
which was very scratchy and very sort of sounded like an old 45 record.
Really?
So I then I came up with this aesthetic of let's do audio only, um, and have it as if it's an old record being played, because that's what it sounded like when I was
Yeah. Yeah.
recording. And hence the vault idea came from that, really, with
Hmm.
these undiscovered, like lost tapes almost. Um, and again, it didn't go very well. Um, and I gave up again for another few months, and then I hit what I think is a decent formula now, with a little scrimping and saving, and managed to get a decent microphone. And suddenly the vault was born. And once I had begun using my own voice clearly,
Yeah.
It it became apparent that I have an accent that I wasn't aware of until I began doing YouTube, and then 90% of the comments are, "Where on earth is this guy from?" And that remains the larger mystery on Eerie's Vault.
Like I said, your voice is to me it's perfect for this. It really is. It's very distinctive, and the way you're able to convey the stories and the knowledge and the interest and the passion. I mean, you really do get a sense of it all when you watch and listen to the shows, even the live portions.
Oh yeah, and I mean I love the stuff, and I can see in the chat here. So Kevin saying, "Why would you use an AI voice when you have such a pleasing lilt?" That's nice to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
it was technical limitation.
Yeah.
It just sounded dreadful. And in the early days of the live show, I had some shocking audio
Mm.
incidents as well. But I feel it's settled now into what it is. So that really kicked it off. And then thank goodness I did, because what a product it's become. And I mean, for a start, I can talk about the things I love, which is, it's creatures and monsters for me. Bigfoot and
Mhm.
Makellamabembe and all of those. There's a big creature somewhere. I keep saying on the show, I'm ready. I'm ready for the world to show us a monster. Let's just see
Yeah,
it now. And
exactly.
exactly. But then of course the UFO and extraterrestrial angle is fascinating for me. But the good thing about the show is um, uh, it's 50% me telling the audience of a case and dissecting it and speculating around it, but it's also 50% of me learning brand new things all the time. It's
Mm.
wonderful, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's the what I've gained from all this. I mean, I've been investigating and researching for quite a while, a long time now, and I mean, sure, there's pockets where you kind of get, well, okay, there's not really a lot going on,
Mm.
and then as I mentioned again, backstage sort of thing, there's always that that personal experience that comes out of the woodwork, and you're like, wow, it sort of reinvigorates you, and you're like, oh, this is I really want to look into this, and I think the tougher the story, the more intrigued I become, because it's like you want to kind of break that nut sort of thing, the
You
shell,
do. Mm.
and get right to the heart of things. And you know we've had a couple stories over the years on here that's like, wow, okay. How about you? Has there been a story that you're just absolutely, and I know there's probably a lot, but is there a personal, one that you see yourself going back to all the time?
So there are two. I hesitate to use the phrase fairly well known. I would assume they are um, UK cases. One of which is the Sandown Clown. I don't know if you're aware of this.
No. Okay.
So this is the Isle of Wight,
Okay.
and a young girl and I believe a young boy are out playing in near a golf course on the Isle of Wight, and this is a very small place,
Hmm.
um, and a swampy area, isolated, and they happen across a sound blasting across um, the fields, as it were, which is kind of a mechanical siren. And these two investigate. They're not particularly looking for a creature. It's just a sound,
Hmm.
Um, and there's a small footbridge over a little creek or beck, whatever you want to call it. And a three-fingered hand appears from beneath this bridge,
Yeah.
followed by the owner of said hand, which is some sort of 6.5 foot tall humanoid being, dressed as a clown. Now, I put that in inverted commas, dressed as a clown, because it's got gear on that is colourful and a bit weird looking. It's not Boffo's outfit, as it were. It's not Mr. Biff's curly hair and the red nose type of clown.
Yeah.
And it introduces itself as Sam, or All Colours Sam, it refers to itself as, and invites these children into a metal hut in the woods, which they go into. They crawl through a flap in the front of it. He doesn't. He's just in there when they get there. He speaks to them through a microphone. Then he speaks to them telepathically. He has a book, a book that some mystical book of some sort, and I forget what's in it right now. That's terrible, isn't it? Saying it's my favorite case, and I forget. But it's just that the in a lot of cases there is an element of terror or fear or risk, and in this one, it's very pedestrian. The absurdity comes from the mundanity of the encounter. Outside of it being a weird 6-foot humanoid dressed in clownish attire, the mundanity being there is no abduction attempt, there is no creeping up on them, there is no fear factor. Coincidentally, there are two gentlemen working on a electricity pylon in the vicinity who seem totally unaware of this thing's presence. It's as if only the kids can see it. Now, that's a real short rundown of that case, but that's one I go back to a lot, because I really want to know just what was it? What was this thing? There have been developments lately. A researcher, goodness me, what's he called? Paul A.T. Wilson, I think his name is, a researcher who has apparently got in touch with the girl since very recently, and the being has visited the girl again and again. And for years and years and years, it was an isolated one-off event. It was reported in the Bufora Journal, which is the British UFO research organization, and companion, sister publications, Flying Saucer Review, etc. So that's the first one that I really love. And I wanted to crack that nut, but Paul A.T. Wilson's already done it, so it's gone now. He's got the follow-up. Sorry, go on.
When was this approximately? When did this?
Oh, it's got to be 79, 78.
Okay.
73, actually. I'm just reading.
73, was it?
You're reading,
yeah, 73.
Okay, wow.
Now, there's something about the 70s in the UK that's
everywhere, I think.
Weird. Yeah.
That's a good decade. What do you I was born in that decade.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. So it was a strange decade. Now the other one is the Woollerton Gnomes story. Are you aware of this one?
I think I've heard about this, but do go on.
Yeah. So this one, now this is Wolllaton, and naturally I pronounced that Wollerton. It looked like it was pronounced Wollerton. I am reliably informed by commenters that it is Woollerton. And there are some children, about six or seven of them, aged between 8 to 10. And I think there was half the group were aged 8 to 10 and half the group were teens. In a park in Nottinghamshire called Woollerton Park. And I have been there, actually. I did a boots on the ground visit, as it were. And it's sometime after 7 p.m. It's again in the 70s. It's late in the year, so it'll be dark. And these kids suddenly become aware of faces in the foliage in the area, small faces like imps, pixies sort of thing. And they become aware of these things which turn out to be little men. Now, when you visualize this case in your mind, because it's called the Wallerton Gnomes case, you imagine, you know, a garden gnome. I was trying to think what the gnome out of King of the Hill was called. Winklebottom. That's what they called it, isn't it? Yeah. But, you know, red hat, pipe, a gnome. But you have to be careful with that in your imagination, because they were actually described as 3 foot tall old men. So they're quite, if you're an 8-year-old to 10-year-old kid, 3 foot tall's pretty big, you know. And there were several of these things, and they were giggling and sort of laughing at the kids. And they emerged from the shrubbery in these little cars, motor vehicles, and drove around and around them and chased them around this area and chased them all the way back to the main road, before sort of hitting this non-physical barrier, as it were, and they wouldn't go past the gate of the property. That one I spent a lot of time on, and I actually tracked. So this was reported in the papers at the time. The children told their headmaster. Their headmaster interviewed them and got them to draw what they'd seen. And I tracked the headmaster down. I was so close to this guy, just like I was a mutual person away from him. And I have been waiting for his return call for about 8 months, and I don't think it's coming. That's when I really want to crack. What happened that night? What did those kids see? What on earth was it?
You know, these little troll-like creatures seem to be a phenomenon all over the place. I mean, and they always seem to be like trickster-like. And you know, I know over here in North America, there's several different variations, but I think the one that intrigues me the most, and you know, Alex and I have talked about this a few times. I actually had some authors on and researchers to talk about a place in the U.S. called the Bridgewater Triangle.
Oh, yes.
And inside the Bridgewater Triangle, there are these creatures called puckwudgies.
Yes, yes.
Are you familiar with them?
Yes, the sort of swamp dwelling goblin type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really intriguing. Yeah, that's a really intriguing story. Yeah.
And of course, in the UK, we have what's referred to as the Fae, or the fairy folk.
Yeah.
And yes, of course, they're all diminutive and tricksterish, of course, speak odd languages and things of that nature. But yes, the little people here, the Irish, the Irish have the leprechauns. The Devonians or Cornwall area has pixies, or actually piskies they call them. Pixies. Yeah, Scotland has red caps and dwarfs, and all over the UK.
Yeah.
And you find folkloric elements and what we call high strangeness elements. Might be the same thing, wearing different clothes over different generations, as it were.
You know, it's so intriguing that I began with just investigating hauntings, if you will.
Yes.
And I've always been intrigued with everything, just general high strangeness altogether. But it's intriguing how all of it is somewhat linked in one way or another. I mean, why do you think that is? Why do you think the link is there?
It's a strange sense, isn't it? And it leads you down a number of potential paths. Number one, is it one universal intelligence that likes to mess with us in different ways?
Yeah.
If I was a grand universal intelligence, would I be bothered appearing to Jeff down the street as his late grandmother one night? Would I be bothered? I don't know. as humans, we have motivations for actions, don't we?
Yeah.
But I guess, would such an intelligence have such motivations, or is it rather like Q from Star Trek, who's just an omnipotent, omniscient, what's the word?
Shit disturber.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the guy. That's the type, yeah.
Yeah.
Who just likes to mess with you. So
Yeah.
there's that. There is the angle of, okay, we as humans, and we have pattern-seeking brains, and therefore we potentially overlay our own images onto these experiences, and because we're all individual, we experience similar things,
Yeah.
but in very different ways, and we remember it in different ways, and we report it in different ways. And the link could even be the land and the architecture itself.
Yeah.
I don't know about ley lines myself, energy lines, but certainly, the land is old, and it remembers. I'm quite sure it does. And I suppose if you are an individual who, what's the way to put this, happens to be vibrating at the same rate as something that day,
Yeah.
then you're going to interact with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's intriguing. I mean, we it's we as humans, civilization have only been on this earth for just a pinch
Mhm.
of its lifespan. So I mean, yeah, it's amazing to just think and drone on what exactly is going on that we just don't understand. And I love how you say the possibility that it could be just like this sort of, you know, is if is it a whole different sort of maybe dimensional glitch that's sort
Mhm.
of oozing into our somehow they're able to interact with us, but we're only able to sort of get portions of it. And there's just so many theories and thoughts. It's so
It's the
intriguing.
Atlanteans messing with us.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much that we can think about, theorize about, and just it drives you crazy.
It does, and I think that
Yeah.
in theorizing as well, theory becomes then the mother of invention, and you can
Mm.
invent new things
Hmm.
to bolt onto existing cases, and that's the fun, really.
Hmm.
Because there are two sorts of camps of people out there. One who will embrace all this stuff with open arms. We'll talk about it, we'll think about it, and it's fine. And then there is a very skeptical, shut down section of people. I remember taking my footcasts of Patterson's Patty Bigfoot
Yeah.
to show a colleague once, um, because it's an impressive cast to look at it up close. I hadn't realised till Jeff Meldrum sent it to me exactly how animate and alive this foot looks. Um, I showed it to my colleague, and without even glancing at it twice, they said, "Oh, well, that's obviously not real. What have you bought those for? That's ridiculous." you know.
Wow.
So there's the two camps, and I think that the fun of our camp is that we can also construct hypotheses around these things. We're not just relaying stories; we're investigators, and we are thinkers as well.
And that's the beauty of it. A lot. I mean, and people don't realize that. It's not just about telling a story or relaying a story, but it's trying to understand what exactly is behind this story.
That's right,
You know.
and so many different stories from so many different people, and I focus on UK centric cases because I do believe they're underreported.
Hmm.
Um, and there is a lot of American stuff out there. There's a lot of um, South American legendary sort of stuff out there, as it were. And there are so many UK cases. I mean, I didn't know about half of these before I began.
Mm.
And there's just so much of it, and it's all so different, yet strangely similar.
What about you say, well, there's a lot of cases. I find that when the more I dove into this and the more I investigated and so on and so on, the more I started to learn about cases that were close to home.
Yes.
Ones that I'm like, wow, how come I never heard about something
Mm.
like this?
Mm.
You know?
I mean, for me here, I suppose in a country our size, a lot of it is close to home for anybody. It's
Yeah.
if you look at Canada or the US or Australia, then where you have different territories and time zones and things like that, the law is richer. But I think that if you break it down into what's close to home, the one thing that jumps out there, aside from what I sort of bracket as folkloric stuff,
Mhm.
phantom black dogs and all that sort of thing, which
Yeah.
every county has, every sort of area has, the actual close to home stuff tends to be, this old woman in the newspapers in 1986 said she had a ghost or poltergeist, and it's five streets away from someone's house that
Yeah.
and you've never heard of it because it was reported once, and it hasn't been picked up on because you have these sort of A-class cases, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're always talked about, but there are so many smaller ones, and it tends to be these little personal hauntings, or it's the alien abduction angle. Those two things, we don't really have the cryptid thing here. We do have big cats. We do have Loch Ness Monster, of course. There is apparently a British Bigfoot. I don't know how I feel about that, but we did have wild men back in the day. The Woodwose, it was called.
Yeah.
But yeah, the close to home stuff is always those two angles. It's either a really obscure haunting, or it's an alien encounter or abduction. And on these just we call them A roads, just dual carriageway roads, but they're in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing there.
Mhm.
Those tend to be where they lie.
Yeah, it's very intriguing. Again, like you keep going down to those sort of personalized experiences that draws one attention more because they're not as exposed as some of the main stories, the A stories, as you put it. Um, and again, trying your best to open up as much as possible and trying to understand what's going on. I keep going to a story that we covered a while ago. We had this guy approach us about about an incident that happened on his property. He had some trail cams in his backyard. He had just moved into the middle of not in the middle of nowhere, but
remote area.
Remote area. And he had some trail cams set up in the back of his house in his yard, and it was all open, and he had a forest in behind the back. And he went over some of the pictures that had been snapped by one of the trail cams, and he noticed some odd pictures. And there was some sort of an anomaly in it. And then and what was really weird was each photo, there was a series of 4 photos that were intriguing the most, that were snapped within 4 seconds of each other. It was a bright November day, sun is shining. There were birds in the field, and the temperature in each photo jumped a degree.
Okay.
Right, and this is within 4 seconds. And the first picture again is you have this serene sort of image of a backyard, and then you have a little forest in the edge of his backyard, and you got birds, and it's just a beautiful November day. So it's cold. I think it started off about 7 or 9 degrees Celsius, and then the next photo, there's this anomaly, like a disruption in the photo, like something is disrupting the signal or whatever of the photo and the image. And then the next image, the very next image is you jump to the back of the field right in front of the forest. And there's looks like this guy in like a almost like bubble like protection hovering above the ground.
Wow.
And then, the next photo, it's gone.
Gone.
Right? It's the most, I don't know how to put it. I've analyzed those photos 6 ways to Sunday, and there's absolutely no editing. Nothing's been tampered with. I've had so many people look at these photos, and it's just one of those stories that it's so fast. Of course, there's other elements to the story that we later found out, but you just can't explain it.
And isn't it odd that the larger majority of things that are seen are the same shape as us?
Yeah.
When you think about it, I mean, there are weird things. There's a case in Stonehenge in the UK where something like an 8-foot long slug was seen, slug creature, and the odd sort of we have a flying jellyfish monster somewhere in Wales, but 99% easily of things that are seen involve something that is human shaped. Now that's weirder than everything else.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. It just I mean, things like time traveler, or I don't know, a glitch in dimensional, or there's just so many things that you can kind of rifle off and go, but it just really does. You really can't explain it. It's beyond comprehension.
Yeah, and I think that's the secret to it is that whatever this is, and I don't know if I do tend to think hauntings and alien/UFO stuff is probably the same phenomenon or phenomena under different guises being experienced differently by different people. And I think where it comes from is so different to our reality that we've got no hope of ever explaining it. We can only think and compartmentalize it in our terms as it would apply to our universe, as it were. We can't imagine what it is, I think. It's too far removed from what we are. But it's exciting stuff, though. I love just thinking about it and talking about it.
Yeah, you never get sick of it. You never get bored of it. There's always something.
Yeah.
So with the show, Eerie's Vault, it's gaining its like how long are we talking about? How long has Eerie's Vault been going for now?
The channel, if you discount the 2 false stats, probably 18 months, maybe something like that. And the live portion, I just decided to start doing that probably about 2 months ago. So it's quite new.
Yeah, but wow, the subscribers, I'm like, wow, that's actually really impressive. But I can see why. Like I said, I mean, like the format and how you're doing it is it's intriguing, it's mysterious, and the way you sort of present it, it works.
There are three. Well, thank you. Before I launch into my next thing, thanks for that. It's nice to get good feedback. I have three four or three arms to it really. So the case files. So that's a literal presentation of an existing case, with some speculation and investigation thrown in. The live element is the second arm to it, which is really enjoyable. And the third, of course, is the theoretical study angle, or a video essay, if you like, where we'll take not a case, but a topic, rather like we've done tonight, and we will just expound upon it and theorize and investigate and talk about the work other people have done in the field and all of that. So I think it serves up a sort of balanced meal, as it were, of this whole topic.
Yeah, I mean, you're offering, yeah, exactly. That's quite a bit, and it's. I mean, people are always looking for something new. So I mean, that definitely covers the gambit for sure. And it's, hey, how can you can't go wrong. Like you said, you're covering case files, existing case files. You talk about and the lives, and again the lives with the stories, people calling in with their experiences, and I that to me, all I remember is you listen to some of the old serials on radio, and then even up until the early 1990s, late mid 1990s, with Coast to Coast and Art Bell. It just it works because people generally are listening to this kind of stuff at the opportunist time. Like it works. And I mean, you what time is it there? About is it about 11 o'clock you start the lives?
It's 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
GMT
Okay.
on a Friday, and
Okay.
that was after discussion with the viewers, really, to say
Yeah.
where do you think it fits? Because I was going to do, because I love Art Bell. I mean, goodness me, I love that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I could listen to it all the time, and he had, of course, MITD, didn't he? Midnight in the Desert.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, let's have Midnight in the Vault.
Yeah.
But it sort of slid back, and 9 p.m. seemed to be what most people wanted. So that's where we hit it every Friday, 9 p.m. GMT. Seems to work. It was a bit of a risk, and sometimes it's still a small show, so sometimes you don't get callers, or so you've got to be pre-scripted as well to have something else to talk about.
Yeah.
But really what I wanted to do was reach actual radio listeners, which I'll look at some point in the future, to potentially simulcast this to a digital audio station or something.
I think it would work well. I think it would work well. I mean, like I said, you definitely have the voice and the presentation for it. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
Have you ever delved into even the occult on your channel?
Some of it does. We were talking about David Farrant in the queue. So I covered what is legendary Highgate vampire case, which itself was less about the entity in this area than it was about occult practices and feuds between factions of such. I am uncomfortable with occult things personally, and I don't. I would cover them on the channel, but I haven't really yet, apart from that one. And it's something I'm not expert in. It just feels like something I'd like to stay away from, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had quite a lot of fun when we covered David Farrat in the beginning. Don't don't get me wrong. We became very good friends with David,
Yes.
but you know, the other
The
element,
opponent wasn't
the
so happy about it.
I wasn't
Yes.
so happy
Yes.
about it. So
Yes.
yeah, we got caught in the middle of that. So
Yeah.
Yes. And that's where I made sure not to give opinions on that
yeah.
piece. It was factually just here's what the papers said, you know,
hmm
and that was that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I
apparently
think
Steve and I are part of a cabal,
you
evil
Evil
are.
cabal.
cabal. Yeah.
Oh well, you didn't mention that to me before the show.
Yeah.
uh,
Yes.
So okay, yeah, so we're like okay, well, we can sort of say what you want to do with the show, but keep it growing, obviously, and you know, you're potentially may down the road look at you know, broadcasting the show live on some sort of radio,
I
sort
hope
of
so. Yeah.
that would be, yeah, I think that would work. Um, Now, you said you've you know, you've seen obviously a growth in the people following. What have you noticed? What differences have you noticed? Uh, you know, with the growth, with the type of sort of listeners, you know, the stories and the topics that sort of pop up.
On the is this on the live element?
Sure, on the live element, yeah.
Your story was fantastic, I have to say. The creature under the bridge. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
sucker for a creature, you see,
Mm-hmm.
and that story. Um, I really enjoyed that, and when I think that was one of the earlier stories on the show that made me think, this is going to work. You know, this is going to work. Um, the patterns tend to be that you will get email submissions from a core number of people
Mm-hmm.
um, who have an update, or they just want you to know what they're up to, and you know they'll give you permission to read some of it out.
Yeah.
Um, the surprise element are the people that you didn't even know were listening, because you know, not everybody talks in the chat, so
No.
you don't
No.
always see the chat. It moves fast in the corner of the screen there, but you know, one chap rang up about trans instrumental communication and how he created spirit radios and spirit boxes and his experiments in that area. I'd never have thought to even covered that. So you know, that's a really cool thing to come out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of ghost experiences. In fact, I'd say they are the higher order of what gets brought to my attention is ghosts, hauntings, particularly loved ones communicating again with a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the cryptid side of it is not as big at the minute. And we don't really have them, like I say, except one chap, Farson's Finest, he's called, um, with what I thought was going to be a Sasquatch story, which turned out to be the Ruby Valley Beast. Are you aware of this thing?
No, I don't think I am.
Apparently, it's a Canadian thing, which is a something in the order of 9 foot tall bipedal anteater type creature, the Ruby Valley Beast. That was an amazing call. Well, again, it's a sucker for a story, but the patterns tend to be, the UK seems to be more haunted than it is inhabited by creatures.
Yeah, Ruby Valley. Are you looking it up, Alex?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd never heard of that. Never
It
heard of
mentions Nevada. I don't see any reference to Canada, unfortunately. But
Oh,
that's
maybe
just one. That's just one source, though. I gotta look
that,
more.
that might be it, and it might have been that the chap was in Canada and saw a similar
Okay.
thing and
Yeah.
likened it to Ruby Valley Beast. Amazing, you know.
It's a Ruby Mountain Beast is supposedly a ground sloth.
There you
ground
go.
sloth.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
ground sloth.
Megatherium, of course, or something like that, which did exist. Pleistocene era, was it, somewhere back then?
I think the crazy thing that's going on right now where we are in Canada are the sightings of Black Panthers.
Really? Now we have that
Yeah,
here, of course.
yeah, and of course Black Panthers aren't native to here, but
Mm.
I mean it's not outside the realm that some rich folks had imported them in
Yes.
and used them for game. So and then they just got loose. And what happens when these animals get loose? You know, havoc.
Breeding and
Yeah,
populations, yeah, all of
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, absolutely crazy. But I mean, yeah, the experience that I had, it's I just to this day I can't explain exactly what I did see. Other and was it a mangy animal? I don't know. I don't think it was. And my sort of I wish somehow I was able to get a picture or some sort of
Mm,
video, but
mm.
back then it would have been meaningless and pointless because phone cameras at the time were useless
Of course,
in low
yeah.
light, so it would have been lousy. But um, just the fact that some other people came out of the woodwork and had spotted this thing years later after I had witnessed it made me think, okay, well, maybe there is something going on there. Um, and is it tied? Like I said, is it tied to the drainage system, which is
Yeah, is it
quite
living there?
vast?
Mm.
You never know, right? I mean, I always equate it to another story from the 70s, 1978, I believe, the Toronto Tunnel creature, which was a big thing in the late 70s, that a particular person that had witnessed and experienced. When I saw the artist renditions of that, I'm like, ooh, okay, that's quite similar
Yes,
to
yeah.
what I had seen or experienced. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's something that obviously it's on my plate. If I am I ever going to explain it, who knows? Probably not.
Yeah, and you may never see it again, and
Yeah,
maybe you're happy
exactly.
about that. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might want to see it again, but you never know,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I don't think I didn't feel threatened. I just just cautious, but I didn't feel threatened. I just I was far. I think I was far enough away to react, but my reaction time might have been half of that
Yeah,
of that whatever it was. So
yeah, it was a good story. I was really glad when you brought that on. It was good. Uh,
yeah, absolutely. It's keep going back to it and exploring it and see if there's any new stuff out there. I don't know, right?
yeah,
I don't
that's it.
know. I don't know. Uh, Alex, hold on a sec. I've got a little bit of an emergency here. Hold on. Just carry
Okay.
on, Alex. Sorry.
So, emergencies always seem to crop up somewhere, don't they? Yeah, I'm actually just reading about Toronto Tunnel Monster in Cabbage Town, is actually, which is a section of Toronto, part of Toronto. It was a very interesting scenario. It's like it had this. I don't even know if I can share the article. That way you're able to see it.
Yeah, it was bipedal black sort of.
Yeah,
When Steve
Mhm.
was talking about it, I was
yeah,
expecting, oh, this is going to be a Dogman story, but it
yeah.
was less. It wasn't canid, I think, from what he said.
No, it doesn't look canine at all. Here, let me see. This is actually an article I found on Substack. The Tunnel Monster of Cabbage Town. So this is the artist. Here, let me maximize here. This is
Do you know,
the
I was in Toronto last year, and I didn't know about this then. Otherwise, I would have gone. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. I know
Yeah,
it's a rendition, but look at it.
yeah. This I'm just showing the the tunnel monster, Cabbage Town, or Toronto tunnel creature.
Yeah, that's a different picture of it. Yeah.
Huh.
Cabbage Town. I never heard of the place. I was just saying I was in Toronto last year
Oh
before I
yeah.
knew about this. So obviously, if I ever go back, I shall
If you go
find
back, there
Cabbage
you go. You'll
Town.
have to dig
Yeah,
it up.
And
yeah,
you have to contact us because we can
yeah,
meet up with you.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, Toronto's got some interesting high strangeness surrounding it. Oh,
I was there actually this afternoon.
we got a question there. Steve's got a question in chat.
Why are all the big cats melanistic as big black cats are fairly rare even in their own natural habitat? Am I reading that right? Or am I
yes,
just
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. And in the UK, I suppose they are big black. They're always big black cats, you know. And we get confused here whether that's a panther or a cougar or a. We don't know what they're called over here. We say panther. I assume that's correct. But the melanism, um, unless it's because genetically there is a small population breeding together, um, continuing that trait strongly, potentially it's that. I think that recently the UK government has admitted that there could very highly likely be breeding pods of these big cats in the UK countryside after all. And I guess that might be a genetics question, the melanism, why they all black all the time. It's something I hadn't thought about actually. You know, you just think, oh, it's black cats, but yeah, why? Good question.
it is. Yeah, it is. Uh, yeah, just okay. I thought there was another one, but no, that's another question. Yeah, okay, so let's give a rundown. Give a rundown of because I we've had a few people subscribe to uh the vault there.
Oh, thank you.
When schedule wise, when are the different shows? Like I know we mentioned the live show.
Mm.
When do you drop like new episodes of your case files and stuff like that?
I tend to. So the live is Friday, 9 p.m. GMT. Um, that's every Friday night. Then on the Saturday, I tend to drop a mid-length, which is something like 8 to 12, 15 minutes, a mid-length video of some description. It might be a live snip, it might be a case file. Sundays would be a live highlight selection. Monday, Tuesday would probably be a clip from the live. Wednesday is a case file generally, and that's a slightly longer one. That's sort of maybe a 15 to 20-minute piece.
Hmm.
I throw some shorts out there because apparently the algorithm likes it. I don't
Yeah.
really understand it, but
I'm
yeah,
not crazy about them either,
no,
but yeah.
some shorts go out on Thursdays, and then on Fridays I try and get the larger. I try and aim for at least 30 minutes or more, and that will be either a case file or the theoretical discussion. So there's really something every day.
Yeah. Well, that's so, guys. If if you haven't subscribed to Erie's Vault, go do so. Again, the link is in the chat show description, and of course, it is pinned to the top of the chat there as well. Yeah, head on over if you haven't subscribed already. Wonderful show. Leihan does a great job. And you know what? I'm just glad to have you on this evening.
It's been great fun
we
talking
are
to you.
glad. So, and we would love to have you back on
Yes, of
in
course.
the near
Yes.
future for sure. And yeah, I know I'll be continuing to pop in and listen to the lives and all the other stuff that you make available. So, thank you again, Leihan, and it's been great.
Yes, thank you for the chance to speak to you guys and for your support and your kind words. Thank you all.
All right, you take
care,
care.
Leon.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye. Have you had a chance to go over and check his channel out?
I have it loaded up here on a separate tab. Checking out some of the like there's one. It was a live. Obviously done them over a month ago. The demonic hound turns into a man. That sounds interesting. I'm gonna have to check some of his videos out for sure.
Some great stuff. He covers some really intriguing stuff. And again, like I said, his lives and the stories he's able, like people that email or he uses I think WhatsApp.
I use that.
Huh?
He uses WhatsApp.
WhatsApp to phone people in. Like
Okay.
He'll get them to give him the number, I guess, and then he brings them into chat, like live on his whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean the stories, incredible. You know, it's to me, actually it was Frank Triggs that mentioned the show. And his voice, and he said he was doing a wonderful job. And I'm like, you look at it, he's only been going for 18 months, and he's got 21,000 or 20
subscribers.
Almost. Yeah, it's like wow, incredible.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But like I said, the product is there. I mean, he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. We're going to take a short break here, but when we come back, I guess we'll just open things up and for the last hour of the show. All right, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio here on the YouTube channel, and of course, listening not live on the New Visions Radio Network because the damn app isn't working properly. But we will get Ray the file to play live the next week. So guys, hold tight. We'll be right back. Again, watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
I'm Richard Palmisano, the founder of the Searcher Group. It's a paranormal company, the oldest in Canada. I founded it in 1979, which not only makes me old, but makes me doing paranormal research and field work for just under 45 years now. I am also an author, researcher, and lecturer on the paranormal. I've written 6 books now. And I really enjoy coming on with Steve and Alex on Nocturnal Frequency Radio, as well as listening to the shows, because there's a lot of interesting guests there. I like it, looking at this stuff, because it opens your mind to other options and other alternative thoughts. And, there's always time to learn new things. So I hope you join us and come and see Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Thank you.
So let me ask you, what makes for good radio?
My 5 favorite songs all day long.
Play it again.
No.
As many commercials as physically possible.
What? No, why would that be good?
Great music, great talk shows, no commercials.
Precisely. New Visions Radio gives you no commercials, no nonsense, just the best new music and the best talk all day long, 24/7, 365. NewVisionsRadio.com.
Hey guys, Kristen here, host of the Paranormal Girl podcast, a bingeable exploration and deep dive education about the paranormal for the skeptical believer. Some of my past season topics have included shadow people, Mandela effect, demons, and UFOs. Currently, I am tackling Bigfoot. I have been sharing this journey with my audience since early 2021, and I have learned a lot these last few years. It's truly a mysterious world out there beyond our perceptions, and reality is just not what it seems. I have also, since the start, met some awesome folks like Alex and Steve, and I've really enjoyed watching and learning from them and also joining them on their show. Their guests are always outstanding, their listeners are just the coolest, and these hosts are some of my favorite people. I recommend their show to anyone looking for an intelligent and fun conversation about the paranormal amongst friends. So join me on my investigation, join Steve and Alex on theirs, and enjoy. Now back to the show. You are watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
That you are. You're watching and listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Well, just primarily here on the YouTube channel this evening. For some odd reason, like I said, that app is giving me fucking grief. It's giving me grief. Every time I download it, hook it back up, it literally takes over the audio, the default setting, and it won't allow me to change it.
That's
and
messed up.
that was the problem. I thought it was blowing my soundboard or my mixer.
It sounded like that. Like
Exactly.
it sounded horrible.
Yeah. And you said all you could hear was just like static.
Yeah, it sounded like static and just like I could barely hear what you were saying. It was predominantly like really loud static, scratching, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the issue. So I don't know. I told Ray, I said, Ray, we had trouble with it. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to, I still got to give him the file. Holy crap. I said I'd give him the file, still have it. I got to give it to him.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, Eerie's Vault, it's, I don't know. It shows like that and hosts like that kind of make, brings the interest back for me.
It does. I've come to the conclusion, and it's easy to come to a conclusion. It's a different thing to actually enact. Enact is not really the proper term, but I think you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to do this, and I've said this before. The real reason why I'm in the paranormal is for myself, really.
Mm-hmm.
But doing this show and interacting with other people via the show and whatnot, I kind of lost that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got sucked into all of the, the hype of the paranormal, just like everybody else. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just the way it is. And I got to get back to doing it for
grassroots.
myself.
The grassroots.
Yeah, just doing it for myself. The reason why I'm interested in the paranormal, is because I've always been intrigued by the weird, the strange, and all of that kind of stuff, right?
High strangeness.
Right. But also because of some of the events that have occurred in my life too, right?
Yeah.
Like the night that my father passed away, as an example. So that's the kind of stuff I want to try to sort of steer myself back into, is doing it for myself, not necessarily for, for anybody else. And if anybody wants to join in that journey, great. If not, well, hey, what are you going to do, right? But I don't want to do it, and I've never done it and never approached it with the purpose of trying to prove or disprove the paranormal. That's just that's a personal thing for me.
But at the same time, I mean, how can you?
Well,
I mean,
exactly.
How can you prove or disprove it? You can't.
On a purely argumentative basis, you might be able to.
Sure.
Meaning that you can argue that, and not you could. People are arguing that the lack of evidence, the lack of solid evidence is enough to not to say that the paranormal doesn't exist. Right.
Now, I mean, when you sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
no, that's fine. Go ahead.
I mean, you look at the word paranormal, and it's yet to be explained, right?
Yes,
more or less.
Above
it
normal.
is. It is an area. It's an area where science has yet to sort of give us an explanation of. So that area is always going to be there no matter what, because science still can't explain everything.
Well, and the problem, I think, is that they're not really actively pursuing it, barring maybe the odd individual here and there within the scientific community. That's, I think, part of the problem. And I can understand why. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can understand why.
Yep.
The problem with the paranormal is that it doesn't behave like anything else in this world. The physical is measurable.
Yep.
It is repeatable. Like anything that has to do with the physical and mathematics, you can repeat it.
Yeah.
The paranormal doesn't. So if you can't have it be repeatable or measured, it's almost like, okay, well, then it's not real. So why do we even bother? And anybody who tries to do it is just a quack kind of deal. You know what I mean? But I mean, I've been thinking about this last few weeks, and of the people that actually come out in the public space and say, I've had a paranormal experience, I've had a haunting, or things have gone missing in my house, or I felt someone touch me when I was the only one home, all that fun stuff. Of the people that come on the internet or shows or whatever and actually outright say it, that's just a fraction of people who have actually experienced something paranormal, because there's still a lot of people who are too afraid to even come out and say it for one reason or another.
Yep.
Right. Now, let's just suppose that even if just 1% of those people who have publicly made statements about the paranormal is true, like true, legitimate paranormal, and not a misinterpretation or wishful thinking or wanting 5 minutes in the spotlight. But 1%, even if that's the case, I believe it warrants legitimate investigation by the scientific community, because part of the thing that the scientific community, when it first started, it first sort of started getting like people were curious, and they formed what I'm getting at, right? It was to discover the unknown.
Yeah.
Because back then, a lot of things were unknown. We didn't know where thunder came from, or lightning rather. We didn't know where a lot of the stuff that we take for granted today wasn't known back then. And the reason we know them now is because of these pioneers who dared to think outside the box back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because back then it was always, oh, it's God, God's angry. That's why there's lightning. Or there's, it was always explained by some form of either religious reason.
God's playing bowling.
Yeah, well, there you go. Right, that's why you hear thunder. God's bowling.
Yeah.
But, you know, we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for that curiosity.
Well,
Right?
I mean, okay, look at it. Look at it this way too. You're walking in a forest. You okay? Not even a forest.
A woodlot.
You're just walking into like a field at night, early in the morning. There's mist in the field. It's foggy. There's dense fog, and you're just walking through this field, and the only light is coming from a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, quite literally, what happens is you have it depends on your personality of that person that is walking through that field by themselves. Are they walking through there because they've walked there a million times and it's nothing? Or this is their first time and they have an active mind and, oh my God, this could be haunted, who knows, whatever. Or then you have the other person that is like literally convinced that something is going to happen no matter what. Each scenario plays out differently. So, I mean, the experience is going to be different walking through that same field, but you're going to have 3 different perspectives, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of this is perspective driven.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. So, a lot of the experiences that people have in the paranormal are their sort of perspective. And their quote unquote personal experience. And I mean, we can't count a personal experience as true evidence of the paranormal, right? No. Absolutely not. So, I mean, there's so many ways you can look at this and you can just, when I walk through that, if I'm the person walking through that field, I am going to be walking with a sense of trying to understand what's going on around me. And number one, humans, when it comes to darkness, automatically think of fear, evil, unknown. Right?
Yeah. So
anything can imaginally happen. The thinking, forefronting, expectations that something is going to happen, right? What is going on?
I have no idea.
Tony, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Who's
you blocking people's messages, Steve?
I haven't blocked anybody's messages. I don't know. I haven't got a clue what that means. Anyways, but it's, and then you have your people that look at I've got my camera. I'm going to cover this all, and the smallest thing like an orb is going to be paranormal.
Yeah. Back to your original point where everybody's got different perspective.
Yeah.
Back to it's like the pareidolia effect.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see something. Your brain is and even Liam like sort of mentioned it during the first hour. Your brain is going to want to interpret something,
mm-hmm.
and I may interpret something one way and you may interpret something, the same thing that we're experiencing. We may be in the same location. I interpret it one way, you interpret it another way, back to your argument saying because of personal experiences, right? So if I experience certain things in my life, I may view this experience of one way as an orb, as you mentioned, and you may experience it as a humanoid sort of creature or figure, right? And that also has a bearing on why I think that has a large bearing why I think the scientific community doesn't want to touch it, because it is predominantly non-measurable. It is predominantly a personal experience, which a lot of them will attribute to some sort of illusion, delusion, whatever you want to call it. And it's unfortunate because, like I said earlier, even if 1% of all the claims that have been made publicly, not even including the ones that haven't been made, but of the ones that have been made publicly, even if 1% is legit, I think it warrants investigation, serious investigation. We can't stop looking into the unknown.
No.
We could be missing out on so much by not looking into the unknown. And for all we know, I mean, we're assuming that when we encounter something paranormal, that it has to deal with the deceased loved ones or something along those lines. Or nowadays, the hot topic is demons, right?
Yeah.
But it could be something completely well, I shouldn't say mundane, but it could be something that once you really look into it, it may open up a door to us exploring an alternative universe. That could be what's causing
exactly,
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, blocking on your chat. I don't know who's trying to block you, Tony.
If you find out, let us know.
Yeah. If you know, yeah. Let me know. Let us know. I haven't got a clue who Lynn is. How many times, how many of the sites you guys
have explored possibly connected with native history for times
you know, quite a bit. I mean, quite a bit.
Well, Skinwalker.
That we explore.
That we explored the Skinwalker to a small degree.
Well, is he talking about us going out and investigating?
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, that's different.
But yeah, either way, I think there's been a few, quite a few that are linked to native history, like the Cherry Hill House.
Yeah,
I mean, there's one that's allegedly tied to native burial ground that was found there. Apparently, I don't think there's any hard evidence of it, but I could be wrong. I'm almost certain though that there is. But I find though you hear that quite often, more so than anything that I don't know about you, Alex, but it's haunted. There used to be a native burial ground or Indian burial ground here. I hear that way too often.
Yeah.
More so than I'm, thinking that, I think
how does that even work?
Exactly.
Like, how does that even work?
How do they know?
Well, it's not even a question. They may very well know. It may be historically accurate. The point is this. When we go investigate, we don't go investigate in a graveyard. Some do. But the point is, if we're to assume that what we're capturing is the spirit of a deceased individual that once lived on this planet, they're not going to be haunting the cemetery where their bones are buried. Mm-hmm. They're going to be haunting the location most likely where they passed away.
Yeah.
Right. So being like having a building built on top of a burial ground, I don't think that has any bearing, really, because most likely these individuals didn't die at that location; they died somewhere else. Now, unless this is something else that's tying them to that location, okay. But the fact that it's just an old Indian burial ground or any sort of burial ground, I don't think has a bearing, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you just look at it and you just do a search and hold on, like, you know, something like this, like just an example, you know, like, you know, there's like shitloads of this shit, like, you know, shitloads of it.
Of an unknown origin.
Hold on.
It is said that the spirits of the dead buried within them live on to this day, with reports of drums, disembodied voices, and glowing apparitions.
Okay, hold
Not
on.
working.
At night.
Okay, let me just.
River, on a secluded trail, lie
It's not
Native
working.
American burial mounds of an unknown origin. It is said that the spirits of the dead buried within them live on to this day, with reports of paranormal activity varying from phantom drums, disembodied voices, and glowing
Can you
apparitions
see
roaming
that
the
or not?
grounds. There is
No.
even said to be a wolf spirit guarding these sacred mounds that can often be heard howling in the night.
Let me just. I have no idea why that's not working. Hold on.
I tell you that one time I went to
Hold
a
on.
reserve close to Brantford to check out a supposed haunting.
Okay, there we go. Hold on.
I don't hear anything.
This is weird, man. Hold on. Hold
Your
on.
computer's haunted, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, now it stopped again. Oh God, I give up. For some reason, it's not working. Let's see. No. I don't know why that's okay. I give up. For some odd reason, it's not allowing me to work.
Sorry, maybe just post the link in chat so people can look at it when they want to have the chance.
Let's see if no, it's not sharing. I don't know. I was gonna do that and get a refill. I need a refill for the last half hour. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I don't know why that.
Send me the link. Maybe I can get it to work.
I don't even have it anymore. Hold on a sec. Let me see. See if it comes up. All history. History. Maybe it might work for you. I don't know. All right. All right, there you go. Shared it in your messenger. I don't know. It's
I'm not logged into Facebook on my PC.
no.
Hang on. Let me load it up now.
Yeah, it's weird. I've never had that happen before. Maybe it's hey Melissa, how are you? Good to see you.
Oh, is Melissa in?
Yeah, she's in.
What's going on?
Yeah, she had a heart attack. Her sister had a heart attack.
Oh, sorry to hear.
I don't know if you got my message on WhatsApp. I sent you a message, Melissa. So check it. I don't want to like go too much into detail on the chat here, but just in reference to your sister. Hopefully she's okay. We're okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We can't complain. Did you get the link?
No.
Maybe it doesn't like you either.
Apparently not. What's going on here?
Hold on.
Fucking Facebook. Like my fucking. I hate Facebook.
Okay, I'll try another one. Just an example. Just an example, because there's so many of them. You know, so many of them. And, you know, they have a lot of views, a lot of them. Holy crap. For some reason, our show comes up. Where the heck is it?
Oh my God.
What?
I hate Facebook.
Why?
Just doesn't cooperate with me.
No.
There we go. Okay.
Okay,
Let me give it a shot, see if I can get it to work.
Okay.
We're going to get dinged for this.
No, why are we going to get dinged?
Well, hopefully we won't.
I don't think we will.
Yeah, maximize this. You hear it?
No. Don't hear it.
Lie Native
there we
American
go.
burial mounds of an
Now you
unknown
hear
origin.
You hear me.
It is said that the spirits of the dead buried within them live
Okay,
on
I'm
to
gonna
this,
get a refill.
with reports of paranormal activity varying from phantom drums, disembodied voices, and glowing apparitions roaming the grounds. There is even said to be a wolf spirit guarding these sacred mounds that can often be heard howling in the night. I would conduct an overnight investigation in the hopes of documenting proof of these supernatural claims.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to another ghost hunting video. And this time, I'm at a very interesting location. It's way out in the woods. It's very secluded. Not many houses near here. Something happens to me out here. I don't think anyone's going to hear my screams, which is kind of scary. It'll be interesting trying to communicate with some of the spirits here. Seems like primarily there's Native American spirits out here. So obviously there's going to be a language barrier, and I'm going to be trying to work my way around that. I might do more listening instead of talking a lot. I probably still will ask questions just in case. But for the most part, I might just listen, just try to see if I could hear anything unusual. But if you end up enjoying this video, consider liking the video, commenting your thoughts on anything that happens tonight. And if you're new here and you haven't already, consider subscribing, because I investigate haunted places like this all the time. And sometimes watch me freak out and get scared and run like a little girl. But it does make for entertaining videos, as embarrassing as it is. But for now, enough talking. It's now time to get into the investigation. You know, there wasn't really supposed to be a storm, but if you look, I got some ominous clouds coming in, and the wind is starting to pick up, and I'm starting to feel raindrops. Oh man, I hope it doesn't rain too hard. It wasn't supposed to, but I'll have to recheck the forecast. Hopefully it's just brief enough to energize this place, and I can come out here at night, crazy activity will happen. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a bad omen, like I shouldn't be here. All right, the storm has passed. It should be a clear night from here on out. I can definitely feel the electricity in the air right now. And here we are.
I can definitely
Walk
hear the
in.
electricity in the air right
This
now.
first mound.
Scary stuff. Scary stuff.
I guess the electricity he feels is the fact that it's nighttime.
Well, that's what I mean, right? I mean, it's up to the perspective of the person going in to this place. Automatically, they're going in there for one reason and one reason only, as a paranormal investigator. Well, ghost hunter, if you will. I don't know, whatever. But of course, it's creepy.
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna be creepy. Do we want to continue showing this, or do you want to just talk about?
No, that's fine. You got YouTube Premium?
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a 4-year-old, and all she wants to do is watch YouTube.
They keep bugging me to fucking go and do premium, but I don't want premium.
I mean, it's got its perks aside from the ads free, but you can actually watch some movies on here. I haven't really explored that too much, unfortunately, but
yeah, but you're not much of a movie watcher, anyways.
No, I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's.
But I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube myself, right? So it's nice to have no ads, because those fucking ads are annoying.
Well, I know. Mr. Friday, how are you? Friday, Mr. James Friday House, how are you? How you doing, man? You missed Leihan. You would have enjoyed him. Like I said, I can't say enough about his show, and I mean the wealth of knowledge. I mean, and that's the thing. I think the world needs more Eerie's vaults. I think. People who are, exploring the fact and questioning rather than claiming.
Right.
Yeah. There's too much claiming going on. Too much. Oh, I got proof. I'm going to this haunted location and I'm gonna get proof of the paranormal. Yeah. Well, anyways, we'll open this up for the last 20 minutes anyways. What do you got? 20 minutes? Yeah, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go, folks. Anybody want to join us, by all means. I'll pin it to the top. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an intriguing avenue to sort of explore. But like I said, I think people who explore rather than claim, I find more intriguing.
Yeah. Well, because it could be exploring something you'd never heard of before.
Well, not only that, they're asking questions.
Yeah.
They're legitimately wanting to know, because I mean, let's face it, we are all students. We don't know shit about this. We really don't. We don't know shit about this, and it drives me bats when people say, I'm an expert. I'm an expert, and you're the furthest thing from it. You're an expert in lying. But I prefer to You know, I kind of equate it to, like I said, I was going down that road a little bit too. You know, and I know you like listening to um, this stuff, like radio serials.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, that's what I equate his show like. Right?
good.
He's got that voice, and when he's taking callers or when he's reading emails from people who have sent him emails, like the way he presents it is just amazing. You know, and it
I'll
gives you
definitely
that.
have to listen to some of the show. I wish he had actually the shows on the podcast because I that's all I do throughout the day. Like at work, I'll be working, but I'll also be listening to my podcast.
Well,
Right?
with premium, you can download, can you?
You probably can, yeah.
Well, you can probably download his shows, right? Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Trouble again. What's going on?
I'm not gonna.
Double T. Double T.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna mention the YouTube channel, but yeah, I had info the other day. I'm not
You
gonna
had
say
info.
Yeah,
You have inside info.
when I tried to send message on the chat a couple of days back with you that day, I was getting blocked all the time.
You're getting blocked. Here?
Yeah, on in the chat.
Who was blocking you?
It's a person called Lynn.
There's
But
no Lynn here.
I'm not going to mention the rest of it.
There's no Lynn here.
Lynn. It's Lynn,
Yeah,
something like that.
Nobody here like that.
Right. So, hang on. I get a bloody thing on. I don't know if you can hear it.
No.
No. It's on Windows 11, you get this pop-ups all the time.
Oh. I'm just reading what Neil wrote. While ghost hunter exploring burial sites of Indians put... so just bring on... ghostly scalpings, yeah. Did you screenshot that, Tony?
What's that?
I don't know. Friday. James is asking if you screenshot something. I don't know.
No, it's on my email. It is. That's come through.
You talking about like the chat or the comments?
It's in the chat. It was. He or she was trying to block me. That's why I had to repeat.
I don't. There's no Lynn here.
So it's got to stop. I don't want drama. I'd like to come into the chat, having a little conversation with certain people I know. And if I come onto a live stream, I'll respect your stream.
Yeah, no, I know. As far as I know, there's nobody there, Tony, that I can think of that's doing that.
Yeah, but it has to stop. There's no need for it.
There's definitely. Well, I know there's no Lynn. Hold on, let's see here. I will do that, but I'm almost certain it's definitely not. Let's see here.
It happened on someone else's YouTube channel that I was blocked as well. Apparently.
You were blocked.
Yeah.
You've been blocked.
But this person confirmed that I'm not blocked on her. But they tried.
I haven't. Nobody's blocked you here. If you're blocked, you wouldn't be on here right now.
I know. I know.
Right?
I know. But
okay,
as I said, no fault on Steve, but I put my word into the chat. And if that person's there trying to block my messages into the chat, I know. No. It's got to stop. Right. So anyway, that's end of.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any there. Nothing there. Nothing there.
I just want to come on to have a chat with people in the chat and have a chat with you as well. That's all. No drama.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Tony,
So how are you then?
Good. Have you picked up one of our new shirts yet?
No, I'm after your bloody stickers.
we gotta get some stickers back.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're not in stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just, the thing is, if I buy stickers off you, I can advertise you then on my scooter. So
On your
you get a
scooter.
lot more people then.
Tony's scooter.
Yeah.
Well,
You get a lot more
tell you
people
what. Once we get some more in stock, I will send you one.
I'll pay for it, right? Just
Tony,
let me
it's
know.
fine. Tony, it's fine. It's fine.
We'll send you an explicit one, Tony.
We'll send you a specialized. Maybe we'll get some new ones made.
Was that fishnet stockings, Steve?
Oh, that's just from Melissa's eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Any live explorers?
Yeah.
I would love to do a live for Halloween, but
it's
hard.
So busy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got time off, and I will be doing some stuff. I think in my time off. I think. Yeah, you can expect something on here, Neil. I think for sure coming
From
up
Steve anyway.
Yeah, in October. Quite possibly. Well, I have this week off too, so you never know. You never know, Neil. I've got some time to do some live explores. Even if it's not live, I will record it and throw it up.
Just make sure it's the paranormal explorers, not the deep body exploring.
Yeah.
Don't want to see that on a live.
Yeah.
I was watching. Was it Leihan Eerie, something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was watching about the UFO, something like that, in Yorkshire.
Mm-hmm.
That was on tonight.
Yeah, he's great, man.
Yeah,
he's great. You know who I think would have really loved him and probably would have brought him into the fold too?
Go on.
Gareth.
Yes.
I think Gareth would have fucking loved a guy like that because when it comes to high strangers too, he would have loved a guy like Leihan.
Yeah.
Really, really good show. Like I said, his presentation, everything is just it's bang on. And
yeah. But I noticed Noah's dialect is sort of strange. It's sort of like certain accent, like Yorkshire is, and
is it Yorkshire
or something else?
So are we going up to like northern England, almost into Scotland?
To me, it was more like it was. I wouldn't say Scottish outright, but some of the words he was the way he was pronouncing them sounded Scottish.
You can hear the sort of the northern England sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a little bit of Scottish flair.
It's a bit of in between. I've noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like I said,
I'm just wondering if he's got sort of what's it, like Jimmy Nail, Crocodile Shoes, that song, and Half Weeders and Pet. That sort of language.
You never know.
Or Carlisle language, I don't know, but when I listen to him tonight, it's sort of two-tone language.
Yeah, I mean, you could, like Alex was saying, certain words he was saying and stuff like that, you could sort of, not that it was exaggerated, but you could really hear a little bit more of the accent coming out.
Yeah. I thought, strange.
Yeah.
Probably can do a bit of both. It's like.
And I mean, you guys over there would pick up on the different dialects a lot better than we would.
Yeah.
Right? Because you guys are used to the dialects over there.
It's like East Wales is different dialect, which is like Newport and Cardiff.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you come into this area, it's like a Swansea Jack accent.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to West Wales, then it's totally different Welsh dialect.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to Mid Wales up to North Wales.
How the fuck do you guys understand each other?
No idea. I have no idea. But you know, it's like Mid Wales up to North Wales. It's got part Welsh.
What are those
and
guys?
then also, was it Liverpool accent mixed in between?
What do those guys in Newcastle sound like?
Newcastle. That's the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit of Yorkshire Newcastle accent.
Yeah, so they got a little bit of they got like a really thick
Yeah.
English sort of, you know, it's that transition going on.
Yeah.
It's like a New Yorker trying to talk like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like
true.
It's
So
like me
true.
and my mother. It's like me and my mother when we just come to the end of our conversation on the phone. She says, "Ta me love," and it's like a Liverpool sort of accent in between Liverpool and you know, mom can kick it off no problem.
Well, you know, it's funny, Dragon. I was going to say that about American accents. You know, like you know, between a New Yorker trying to talk to somebody from Chicago or Michigan. But even you know, if you got what I found about being in New York, I was in Manhattan, and I didn't hear the accents at all. Very rarely did I, and of course it's Manhattan, right? But I mean, when you go to upstate New York, you go into like places like, you know, Buffalo, Rochester, you really hear that New York accent, you know, that Western New York accent. And then, you know, you go over to Michigan and you get the same thing. It's a different accent, but you hear it.
Even Massachusetts is, you can, like
yeah,
Boston,
Boston,
especially,
Boston,
you could
yeah.
you could spot one a mile away.
You get that.
Yeah.
And but I just found it really weird, you know, going to Manhattan and not hearing that accent at all. That classic, you know, New York sort of
accent.
Yeah, you didn't hear it very rarely. The odd person, but very odd, and it's just you know?
Maybe it comes out when they're angry.
Yeah, or you have to go to Staten Island, maybe.
Maybe.
You know, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's in Canada. Well, Canada, it's like, you know,
It's been everything.
No, it's not. It's pretty much flat. It's flat.
You get the
until you
Newfie
out.
accent.
Well,
You get
that's
the
what I
Newfie
said.
accent.
Until you get out to the East Coast.
Then you got Quebec, which speaks French predominantly.
Well, that's French. That's
different language all entirely.
But I mean, you know, you get to the East Coast, then it's different, right? You know, you get like you know, you get your Newfies, and then you got your Nova Scotians. They've got different dialect.
Yeah.
They're more akin to the dialects. There are more akin to the UK dialects.
English, yes, yeah,
and
absolutely.
Irish and
Scottish,
Scottish, Irish, that kind
English,
of stuff.
yeah.
And it's almost like a mishmash of things, right?
Yeah.
And then you got your little bit of French in there too, you know, New Brunswick.
Parlez-vous français?
Hey, Carmen, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Live in Norfolk, UK. My daughter
cannot understand it.
Yeah.
What's that?
My daughter now live in Mass. Welcome.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I got it.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for popping in. You missed Leihan though. But guys, check out the when it archives. Check out the first hour of the show. I highly recommend it. Or go to Eerie's Vault here on YouTube. And here, let me just throw it out there again.
Yeah. Subscribe to him as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Well, worth what I watched just earlier this morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Eerie. Where are you, Eerie? I think that what drew me in when I was first listening to him, like when, Frank Triggs was the person who suggested checking him out, and I'm glad he did. Where are you? Oh, here we go. Copy. There we go.
Say boom, boom, boom. Way-ho, way-ho.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, good. It's
Well,
up to him. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, right. I'm gonna call it a night.
All right, Tony, you take care. We're going to be ending this soon, anyways.
Yeah. And from Big T.
Double T. You take care, buddy.
All right. All the best, Steve and Alex. Take care.
Take care.
And
Have a
also
good night.
in the chat.
Later.
God bless to you both.
Adios, amigos.
Bye.
So next Sunday night, we're gonna have Matt Benton and Joe Vitale on to talk about Matt Benton's new documentary called Evil Unearthed. It is available on Prime. It's on Prime. It's available on Prime. Evil Unearthed.
What's it called? Evil Unearthed?
Evil Unearthed. Go check it out. They're going to be on to talk about the documentary and more. I'm looking forward to that. And then, holy shit, man, we're just rifling off people this season already.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and then the 28th, September 28th, we've got Man versus Ghost on, Jarrett. Another good YouTuber, doing a wonderful job. Wonderful job. There's a lot of people out there doing good jobs. And we try not to be biased, obviously. I mean,
sometimes it's unavoidable.
Hey, Julie, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. So Matt Benton and Joe Vitale are going to be on next Sunday night to talk about Evil Unearthed. Looking forward to it.
Is it Evil Unearthed or Evil on Earth?
Evil Unearthed. I don't know if it's available on Canadian Prime. So
It doesn't look like it. I just checked.
No, it's available. You're gonna have to hack your Prime, dude. Hack your Prime, or get IPTV.
Yeah.
And then you can watch it, no problem. Evil Unearthed is the name of the documentary. Here, let's see. Before we go, we'll do this. I don't know if it's going to show for. Hopefully it'll play for me. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. I'll give this another shot. There we go.
Not working, dude.
On this location, we have over a decade of evidence collecting on this house.
It's the security.
And what we uncover is dark.
It is, but it keeps going in and out the video.
Oh my god. Mysterious.
Just record us going in.
And something I don't think any of us expected.
Oh, wow.
What? Nobody has ever got on video in 11 years.
That is what I was told after the fact, that there were some bones that were confirmed to be human.
This place is truly dark, nasty, and evil.
This is
day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Oh my God.
This is your epic day! Everything about what just happened was very, very disturbing. What the hell? Rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Oh my God, this is awful. Holy shit.
So did it play?
It did. Yeah.
Okay, good. For some odd reason, it doesn't fucking play now. There's some weird fucking reason it doesn't play. Won't allow me to play it. Weird. But anyways, there you go. There you go. So Matt and Joe will be on the show to talk about the documentary.
Cool.
And then, of course, October 5th, our favorite 70s porn star will be rejoining us.
Yes, you will.
As Richard Palmisano and Peter Rowe come on to talk about their new book. What's the name of the book, Alex? He's got to look it up.
The complete paranormal handbook, I think it's called.
Yeah. They're going to be on to talk about that. So, wow, we're banging stuff off. And we're going to do a Halloween show, guys. We're going to do a Halloween show. We want your fucking stories. We want your stories. Guys, you guys have had experiences. We want your stories. Even if you don't want to come on to tell us your stories, email us. Let us know your stories, and we will read them on the show. We will. Email your stories to nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com.
Yeah, this is in the description email?
No. Yeah, put it in the description and chat, wherever. I don't care. But I mean, guys, let's make this a spooky one. I want to make it a spooky one. I really do.
Yeah.
Post the social media too. Holy moly. I'll post the link here.
I think he's referring to the request for submissions.
Submissions.
For the Halloween show.
Yeah. Well, they can message us there too, right? On our page. So here we go. And again, all the links are in our, show page here on YouTube. But there's our Facebook. Our Facebook page is there. Again, you can contact us there. But yes, we want spooky. Julie, we want spooky. Come on, Julie. You have a spooky story you'd love to share. I'm sure you do. I know a lot of you do. Let's make this a spooky one. It's let me look it up here. It's a Friday night this year, dude. So
Good.
are we gonna do it on the 26th then?
I think we should.
October 26th, guys.
Yep.
October 26th. We want, by then, before the 26th, we want your stories. We want your stories, and we'll put it out there. We'll put it out there. I think in October too. I think we'll do a dark discussions too, Alex.
I think we should. Yeah, it's about time.
I think so. I think we need to have a dark discussions. So we are looking for panelists for that. I'm sure. And James, Mr. Friday House, I'm sure we'd love to have you part of it. But I will let you guys know about the date for that too. And then, of course, things get back to normal after Halloween. Kinda. Although, you know what? There's a little bit of that sort of post-Halloween blues that happens. Right? And guys, have you grabbed your new Mothman t-shirt? Come on, guys.
Or hoodie.
Or hoodie. Grab one today. Grab one today. Exactly. There is nothing normal here.
Nope.
What is normal? Normal. What is normal? We are the new normal. Yeah, grab. And if you guys would like to, before we leave, thank you to everyone who's made a donation already. Once again, we are looking for donations to help us out with the new season. And thank you to those of you who have already made a donation. Really appreciate it. Once again, it will go into paying for the whole season this year. So if you can donate, please, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's see. Hold on. Where's the donation thing, Alex?
It's just my email address.
You want to throw your email address out there? Oh, okay. Working at the haunted attraction I work at during.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. I love haunted attractions. I'm still scoping the landscape for a new edition for the Halloween props this year. I mean, I don't know. I was almost to the point of buying one of those 12-foot skeletons, dude.
Nice.
But I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna put it?
That's the problem, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could put it in between the houses, and then peering.
But even like storing it though.
Well, it breaks down, right?
No, I know it does, but it still takes up a lot of room. It's a 12-foot fucking skeleton.
You can find a spot for it. We can find a spot.
Rent a storage unit.
I know it's getting to that point now.
Yeah.
I mean, your buddy and you must have to.
No, he's got his garage. He doesn't park his car in there, right? So
that's a lot of fucking storage, dude.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sure Alex will share. You're helping him out this year?
Of course.
Yeah. So I'm sure you will see some stuff here on, Alex's setup and my setup this year, again, here on the channel. Some shorts and whatever else we'll show. We'll share it all with you guys. The new Halloween setups this year. I'm looking forward to it.
So am I.
I'm trying. I don't know. Are you in the mood yet?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting there. I want to get it there, but yeah.
This weather's not helping. The heat's not helping.
No, and it's supposed to be nice this week too.
Yeah.
But maybe having the week off. I got this week off, so maybe, just maybe I'll get in there. Yeah. But I want to thank Leihan Eerie for showing up tonight, being a guest on the show. Once again, Eerie's Vault, guys, go subscribe to it. Great channel. amazing presentation, great stories. Check him out. Really love that channel. And I would love to have him back on. Wealth of knowledge. Again, next Sunday, we've got Matt Benton and Joe Vitale on the show to talk about Evil on Earth. And Man vs. Ghost. Jarrett will be on the 28th and the 5th. Richard Palmisano and Peter Rode talk about their new book. Until then, guys, be well, take care, stay scary. Stay scary. And we'll see y'all next week. Take care. Later.
See you.